Are we rocking?
We are rocking. Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. You can't see me for some reason, but I'm Matt, and I have opinions on things.
Hey, what's going on, man? I can't do this show solo. You got
Yeah,
to
give
get
me a
your
second.
sexy face on this show, man.
Give me a second.
You're good, man. Welcome to Plausible Foolishness, guys. Thank you so much for joining in today. We're going live streaming tonight. It is Freaky Friday night, man. We have a lot of fun with it every single night. Thank you so much for showing up. Obviously, you can check us out at twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. That's twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. And thank you so much, man. So thank you so much for all the subscribers. Thank you for everybody that has followed, that's liked, that's shared, that's subscribed. And you can follow us everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But really, we're on Parlor now. We're on TikTok. We're almost at 41,000 on the Strong One page, and we've got the Plausible Foolishness page rocking and rolling. And we're on Parlor. We're rocking that bad boy. We're on News Clapper. Oh, can I get you on there, bro? Where you at, bro?
I don't know.
What the heck, bro?
Yeah, that's weird.
Can you get on or not?
Well, Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you. Can they hear you?
They
Whoa,
should
whoa,
be able
whoa.
to. I don't know why. It should be up.
And you have the sexiest shirt ever. You have the sexiest shirt on right now. I'm looking at a beautiful shirt right now. I got my thick shirt on today, Matt.
Yeah,
I
I see
lifted
it.
some weights today. I had to move some weight today. You know what I mean? Me and the giant, Mr. Adam, had to get some work done today, bro. So it was a lot of fun. But hey, we're going live on twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. Twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. You got to restart it up. We got to restart it.
Um, Let me switch to the main view
Main view.
and see.
Main view. I'm excited, man. Dude, there's a lot of whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
that's
whoa,
not gonna
whoa.
work. Okay, so then we go to
Boom, boom. Hit him with that main view, man.
yeah.
Is it working? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, it's just me. It's just my ugly mug. They don't want to see me for an hour. Come on, bro.
No, they don't.
They gotta get your sexy face on there, bro.
I
They don't
don't
want to
know
see
why.
me.
It's not hidden. It
It's all right.
should
Hey,
be right there.
restart it up, bro.
Do
Restart up the
you
machine.
understand how much of a pain that is?
Hey, listen. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, dog. So you have to imagine
Oh,
a
you know what?
sexy,
I know
sexy
what it
man.
is.
What is it,
I
dog?
know what it is.
What is it, man? Speak to me. Speak to the
Uh,
people. Did your bubble get moved? That's how tech savvy I am, by the way, here at twitch.tv/plausible
no,
foolishness. What you
it's
got?
I think it's the source.
The source. Like the Matrix? Going back to the source? Bro, I've been watching a lot of old stuff lately. Matrix, Jurassic Park. Whoa!
Yeah.
Double vision! That is terrifying, man. Get me off the screen twice. I've got the shiftiest eyes ever. Why do people trust me? I'm so sorry. Sir, I've got shifty eyes. Or it's just squinty eyes. You know what I mean? Get that sexy Matt on there, man. I want to see that green screen, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the green screen. Everybody loved the green screen, man.
Did they?
I think, yeah, from the response I got, people they dug this green screen, man. You know what I mean? Did you figure it out? Are we on?
No.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'm a little extra jacked up. I had 2 Chipotle burritos before I started the show today, so don't judge me. I'm supposed to be intermittent fasting because I'm a fatty, but I decided to crush some burritos tonight. But that's not horrible for you, right? 2 Chipotle burritos.
No.
I didn't get as much rice.
You good?
Washed it down with a gallon of Coke. I mean, that's totally normal. But I worked out tonight, so I'm gonna give it props, man. So, yeah, bro. So what is it, man? What's the camera situation, dog?
I think we're just gonna roll, and they're just gonna have to hear my voice.
They're gonna have to hear your voice.
Yeah.
What? I gotta carry the show. I'm the ugliest part of the show, man.
Whatever.
I can't do that, dog.
Whatever.
Bro, but we got to talk about what we were talking about before the show started because I thought very, very intriguing and something that we definitely need to go over because even here's the thing, and I'm very. Let me get on my soapbox. Can I get on my soapbox for 2 seconds?
Sure.
I'm gonna get on my soapbox. Like, there's no like, if you are following Christ, if you're a Christ follower,
Mm-hmm.
there is no such thing as hero worship. So what I mean by that is this: you can't go through life, you can't go through um, every day like putting people on a pedestal. And trust me, like I've been there. You know, when I was younger, when I was 16, like my hero was The Rock. Okay, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I freaking love The Rock. I idolize The Rock. Okay, I could
Mm-hmm.
do all of his catchphrases. I could be like, "Turn that SOB sideways and shove it straight up your candy." Like I could do the whole thing. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
finally, The Rock has come back. I mean, I was about that life. And you know, he had a really intriguing story, right? Dude, he's the third generation wrestler. Kind of did not pan out in the NFL. You know, at one point in his life had $7 to his name. Got into a wrestling ring, and then we know the Rock now. The dude just bought the XFL. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he's getting it right.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, same thing. Arnold Schwarzenegger came from Austria. A lot of people don't realize or know that his dad was a Nazi sympathizer. Nobody wants to talk about the one. Shh. Right?
Where'd you see
He,
that?
oh, dude, I gotta send you that. It's not 100% confirmed, but his dad, you know, because his dad was in Austria, you know,
Mm-hmm.
during the Nazi part, he was a policeman, and basically, remember the Nazis shut down all the police forces in Germany. That's how they kind of took over.
Yeah.
So if you're still in law enforcement in the occupied areas of the Nazis, you had to sympathize with the Nazis. You kind of had to work with them to be in work. And nobody kind of talks about that with Arnold, just because Arnold kind of left that, and Arnold doesn't have a Nazi bone in his body. So I'm never gonna. That's not the indictment on Arnold. The point of that is he didn't come from the most perfect situation. His parents actually thought he was like gay for wanting to do bodybuilding. They like kind of went after him a little bit for it. He moved to America with nothing, worked his tail off, trained like 3 hours a day, ran a business. He actually made his first millions. People don't realize this either. He made his first millions in construction. So him and his buddy Franco Colombo, they did European construction. Um, so they hustled people in LA building things before he ever got his first real acting gig, Hercules in New York. And of course, he becomes the Governor. He's, you know, one of the biggest box office draws
Mm-hmm.
of all time. But our boy just freaked out because Gold's Gym doesn't require people to wear masks the whole time that
Yeah.
they're in the gym. You know, he's let's get real. He's a closet Democrat
Yeah.
that ran as a Republican. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, so, and the same can be said about anything. So if you're following Christ, there are people you probably look up to, but you never want to put them in the category of hero or hero worship or in idolatry, because if anything, which I always laugh at this phrase, the heroes of the Bible. When
Yeah.
people are like, "Oh, the heroes of the Bible." Well, no, if you actually read the Bible, all the fathers of the faith are pretty much scorch earth by the end of their story. Like at some point, they all screw up. You know what I mean? Like you got to think about this. Paul was a terrorist. He was
Mm-hmm.
literally a terrorist,
Yeah.
right? You know, Peter was a dumb fisherman that people clearly exposed the fact that he wasn't educated and denied Christ 3 times. Okay, David was a whoremonger. Okay, the dude had 8 wives and still was going to get more. Okay, if that is not the epitome of of dude, you're already winning. Chill out. You got 8 things to choose from. Okay, like
Yeah.
you got freaking Abraham, who lied all the time, said his wife was his sister. Okay,
Yeah.
my brother just did it. My brother's a pastor, and he just did an entire sermon on salmon, and he was or Samson. Did I say salmon?
You did.
Salmon.
You got
Salmon.
food. You got food on the mind.
Bro, I totally do. I'm in that kill mode right now. But my brother just ripped Samson for 15 minutes in his sermon, and I'm like, bro, ease up off Samson. We know he was a knucklehead. He was the original meathead. He was
Mm-hmm.
the original bro. Okay, he was so powerful. He just got so prideful and arrogant. Like it ended up being his destruction numerous times.
Yeah.
Okay, his mouth got him in trouble all the time, even though he was pretty much unstoppable. Right. So no matter and David, who is literally God called him a man after his own heart, still had a traumatic. He murdered a guy. He stole a guy's wife. His sons wanted to kill him. Like he did some stupid stuff. You know what I mean? So the Bible itself is literally telling you there's not a single human on the planet that should be your hero. okay? And that goes for us at Plausible Foolishness. And we tell you guys this all the time. Don't trust a word that we say. Don't trust any of it. Literally verify, fact check all the stuff that we say every single time to make sure it's true. Because we could be wrong. I hate admitting that as a prideful SOB, but I could be wrong about things. What I'm doing is the best discernment I possibly can with the information gathered and with just experience that I'm using and that, you know, what do they label it now? The whiteness of empirical scientific data? Because that's white now, remember?
Okay.
Relying on science. So Matt
So
brings up
ridiculous.
yeah, I know. But me and Matt were talking about the show and tell the people what you were bringing up, which kind of correlates to what we're talking about.
Well, so from day one, neither of we, we both, or well, definitely Ray's had the position that Q and QAnon is controlled opposition.
Yeah.
And I've had the position that like that sounds plausible. Q sounds plausible. I hope Q is true because would like to see evil get its due.
Yep.
But not banking on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then there's I follow a couple people that are QAnons, and
yep.
One of them just went full 180 and is denouncing Q as controlled opposition, and going so far as to denounce the president.
What?
Yeah, like full 180.
What?
Like full 180.
No way. No way.
And
people can change on a dime like that?
Well, I mean, and so his starting point is a good one. That he holds no elite. He realized that Q and he was reading Q feeds more than he was reading his Bible, and he was Q was becoming an idol.
Yep.
And the president was becoming an idol.
That ain't good.
And like things like that Q has said, like Donald Trump is the savior of humanity. No, he's not.
Yeah,
I thought the exact same thing when I saw that. I was like, no, he's not. Jesus is the savior of all humanity.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump is, whatever. But yeah, let's get our priorities straight, buddy.
Donald Trump's a tool of God, man. I mean, he literally is a tool. Like he is just a person that God has used in this moment. He took the most outside, foolish-looking person on the planet and made him the president of the United States to confound the wise, to confound whatever. But he's not angelic or godly or without
and maybe I mean he definitely didn't get there without the providence of God. But maybe. Oh yeah. Death Hunter 230, thanks for the Prime subscription.
Heck yeah, bro.
You're the man.
You're the man.
Appreciate that.
Real Americans everywhere at twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. That's twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness, baby.
And if you don't feel comfortable, you don't really want to give Twitch your money, plausiblefoolishness.locals.com is up and running for real this time. Last time apparently I hadn't connected the pay stuff, but this time for real. Anyway,
and we can confirm Locals is not a dating app.
Yeah, not a dating app. It's a Patreon alternative, basically. That isn't censored. That isn't controlled by SJW nonsense. Anyway, so he does this full switch, and so like I agree with that. Q should not be an idol. The president is not, the second coming of Jesus Christ.
He's not.
By far. Neither am I. Neither is the strong one.
Nope.
No, neither are any of you.
The mad scientist, the strong one.
Not even close.
We're the worst of these.
Yeah. But the the switch and some of the things that he had to say about Trump, which I plan to research,
Sure.
um, got me like. You can't see my facial expressions, but what do we what do we believe? What do we believe besides the Bible? You know, obviously the Bible is, all we need.
Is this thing on?
It is on.
We don't.
Yeah, I know, but like, come
We
on,
don't believe any of it.
we gotta get some legit info from somewhere.
If God be true, all men are liars. Think about that. And listen, and that sounds like how do I say this nicely? Okay, so it's verified. The strong one has never said that he's a QAnon person. Okay, I'm never going to say that I'm a Republican. I am definitely a Trump supporter, but I do not. I have definitely criticized him when he needs to be criticized. I criticized him on, the most recent thing was his response to COVID-19 in the sense that he shouldn't have entertained any of this bullcrap, especially with the Sweden numbers coming out. I don't know if you saw that or not. Sweden did nothing, and their death rate is like sub under 10 a day from quote unquote COVID-19 now.
Mm-hmm.
They did nothing. They kept schools going. Life was fine. They didn't tank their economy. And I thought that we needed to do the same thing with Sweden, right? Unfortunately, we pandered to the Fauci crowd, to the Corona bros and the Karens of the world, and probably made it worse than it probably was. And we have to live in the quote new normal where people are wearing masks.
No.
When what happened to that second wave? By the way, I'm still waiting for the second wave.
Oh well, they're still talking about it.
I mean, did it go away?
They're expecting it to come this fall. Is what they're saying. Around election time.
Gotcha.
Right around election time.
But yeah, I mean, to the point. I mean, trust nothing, nothing, and that was beaten into my head, and I can say this as an info warrior. Like, I'm an old school info warrior. Okay, I'm back when like Alex Jones was about 40 pounds lighter, a thick, robust head of hair. Okay, and what hooked me on Alex Jones was when he would do an Obama impersonation. You know how he would dress up as Obama? Did you ever see that? So he wouldn't do blackface. He dressed his face as the Joker from Heath Ledger's Joker. And if he ever was impersonating Obama, he would always put the Joker face on. And it was classic. Look it up. It's phenomenal.
That's
now,
cool.
half of the stuff coming out of Alex Jones's mouth is hogwash, but half of it is spot on. And most of the time of me enjoying InfoWars had everything to do with the entertainment value more than the actual information. Now, with that being said, the crazy thing about any person, even the strong one, even the mad scientist Matt, you have to verify the things that they are saying, okay? And we could get things wrong because our information could be wrong, okay? It happens all the time, you know what I mean? But you gotta, what I always tell people is trust nothing and then verify, okay? I thought Alex Jones was full of crap with Bohemian Growth. I thought it was the most absurd thing I had ever heard of in my entire life until I started looking up Bohemian Growth, and I was like, oh, it's a real thing. Oh, right. So, Building 7 with 9/11. Nobody ever wants to look that one up. That's what I always tell people. Look at Building 11, and then tell me what you think about the official story. Oh, and you have those epiphany moments, right? There's things that people will claim all the time. And, even with the coronavirus stuff, we've said that from the beginning. I haven't trusted a single thing that any media outlet has said about the coronavirus. I've just taken the numbers and the reality and weighed them out. And that's where we've kind of landed on. I haven't had an influence from a news source on the coronavirus because what news source is actually coming against coronavirus?
But here's the thing. Yeah, for sure. But here's the thing. What this person is claiming is that we're actually experiencing a double swerve.
Okay.
So coronavirus is a hoax, and then the media is against hydroxychloroquine, so that we all become pro hydroxychloroquine, and suddenly, we're taking this thing that is going to set them that is okay, that is going to it keeps our bodies from getting rid of nanoparticles,
Okay.
and thus 5G will be more effective on us. And it's like, oh my gosh.
So when we go, here's the thing. There's logical steps,
Sure.
and then there's reality.
Yeah. Oh, of
Okay.
course.
Listen, at the end of the day, I'm never going to tell you that I'm a vaccine guy. I'm not. I'm not a massive vaccine guy. Does that mean I don't vaccinate my kids? No. I'm a guy that has read the information about vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of doing what they're doing now, instead of what they did in the 80s, by the way, when we were kids in the 80s, when were you born? 70s?
81.
81. So you're 80s baby like me, baby.
Yeah,
There
you
you
know
go.
that.
So 80s babies. Do you know how many vaccines that we got as kids?
Very few.
Like a tenth
Yeah.
of the vaccines our kids are getting now.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm looking at me, no offense, I'm not a paragon of health, but guess what? I haven't had crazy things happen to me. I'm,
Yeah. We don't
doing
have
pretty well.
measles or mumps or rubella or.
Yeah, weird. So when I take my children to see the doctor, I would the same thing they gave me. And there's a lot of things I say, no, 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 no to. I don't need an HPV vaccine for my 5-year-old
Yeah,
daughter.
absolutely not.
Okay? Like that is absurd.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be completely like wholehearted, no vaccines, but we're not going to be like, hey, just trust the experts
Mm-hmm.
because they would never lie to you. There's always a balance, right?
For sure.
Just like all this information. There's so many, I'll go to 9/11. There's so many things around 9/11 that do not make any sense. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do I say 9/11's a hoax? No, I'm not going to be like, oh, there was blue lit planes that flew into the building and then they blew the bombs up. I don't believe that. Okay, let's
Mm-hmm.
get real. I don't think that there was blue screen whatever bull crap. Okay, let's get real. Don't believe that. But it is interesting that Building 7 that never got hit just imploded. That's weird. It is weird that there's not a single film of a plane hitting the Pentagon. That's a little weird, right? There's some things that you can ask and question. So it doesn't mean that 9/11 was a complete and total inside job, even though pretty much was. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't mean that that's the case. But then again, I don't believe the official story either. There's an in between balance to all this madness. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah,
There's an
yeah.
in between balance to this.
Sure. I mean,
Just like
and I'm
just like
there.
you and Trump. Go ahead.
And that's where I try to be, of
Mm-hmm.
course. I'm just like, and I didn't even look to this guy as a trusted source of information.
No,
It was more an interesting source of some information,
sure.
and we'll see what pans out.
Yep.
But
I mean,
this whole 180 switch just makes me wonder. Are we like just completely way off all the time? Are we just completely way off? I mean, not my principles, my conservative, limited government principles. No,
sure,
I don't believe that those are way off. My
sure.
my Christian beliefs. No, I don't believe that those are way off.
Hmm.
But like our view of what's going on today, is it just way off?
No.
You know?
And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because, like all things, for example, what is the perfect diet?
Meat.
You would say that,
Yes.
and you can defend that point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can.
You can defend that point.
I can.
Vegetarians can do the same thing,
Yeah.
right?
But look at them.
But but listen to your point,
Mm-hmm.
and this is why I brought it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what the right answer is? Certain things work for certain people. That's
Yeah.
how it always works. Because every physical body is different. As a strength and conditioning professional, when I was coaching at UCLA, okay, I was always stuck with the interns. Okay, I got the interns. They'd come in and they're like, I know everything about the body. I know everything. And no offense, they were 150 pounds, 5'2", can't bitch 135, but they're going to try to teach near professional level athletes how to get bigger, stronger, faster, because they could open up the book. and I would do this every single year. You ready for it? I'd be, hey, let me see your NSCA science book. I'd be like, oh, here you go, Coach Weisenbarger, Coach Dub. And guess what I would do with that book? Throw it in the garbage. Like, here you go. This means nothing. You know why it means nothing? I'm going to tell you why. Because, one, all of the studies that they have to verify their science are done over one semester with 18 to 21-year-olds that are non-athletics. They're not non-athletes. Your job is to train people for 4 years to get them bigger, stronger, faster, and get them better at their sport over the next 4 years. Can you show me one scientific part of this book that has that included? Oops. Throw it in the garbage. But the experts, but the books, but the science. And trust me, I'm not disregarding all science. I'm not a science hater. But what I would say is this. Here's the thing that's amazing. The science is never settled. Period. There's only one thing that's settled, and that's the truth of the Word of God. That's the only thing that will ever be settled. And when we deify people or put people on a pedestal or put people in a position where we trust everything they say, we have fallen for the trap. Like, I'll give you an example. I love Larry Elder, okay? I'll go on record and say that I love Larry Elder.
Yeah, me too.
But I know the weaknesses of Larry Elder. You know what his strengths are? His strengths, I'm being too loud, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Okay? Yeah. His strengths, he is phenomenal at breaking down the race debate. Yep. Okay?
Yep.
But you know where he's weak?
Where?
He believes every single official story that ever comes out. He doesn't question whether Jeffrey Epstein killed himself or not. He's like, well, I mean, the official report is... He doesn't question any of the COVID numbers. I'm like, you're an intelligent, rational man. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with Larry Elder. Is he a follower of Christ? He's not. So I can see this guy he has glimpses of wisdom, but does he ever have true wisdom without following in the discernment of Christ? Never.
No.
So you have to understand where these people are coming from. I love Louder with Crowder. He is phenomenal. There's some very funny things that he does, but he has a lot of shortcomings. He appeals massively to 15 to 16-year-old men because that's where his maturity level is. Let's get real with this. But when it comes to grown man discussions and grown man things, no offense. If your dog, and I'm not dissing people, but if your dog is your world, you have no concept of what a parent is. You can say, I'm a puppy parent. You don't know. Like, you don't. I'm sorry. And I can say this on this channel because you're a cat guy. You know what I mean? So I can diss dogs and puppy people all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I like both.
Listen, but I just find it funny when people are like, I'm a pet parent. You don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's
you
so...
have no... Like, think about it as a father. How much
it's condescending.
Changed?
It's condescending to people who actually have kids. Because
Yes.
they have no idea. First of all, they don't know. As much as they think that they love their pet, they don't know what love is.
They have no concept.
They have no concept of it.
Yeah.
Secondly, they, taking care of an animal is not anywhere near taking care of a baby.
No, not even close.
And taking care of, and then shepherding a child into, maturity and adulthood.
100%.
Not even close. So it's just it's like, I want to be part of this conversation too. No, sorry, you don't get to.
But that's how I feel when I listen to Louder with Crowder, right? I'm like, okay, that's a really good perspective. But then he gives like words of wisdom at the end, and he's a follower of Christ. I'm proud of him. That's awesome. But guess what? There's wise men in the room in the Bible all day long because they've lived a little longer. They have a little bit more experience. So no offense, like I don't really. I'm a 36-year-old man. No offense. What can you teach me? And that's not me being arrogant, but when it comes to parenting, what are you going to teach me? You know what I mean? So that's fine. You can teach me how to do production and be the voice of Arthur and piss off people on Fox News. Dude, you are a paragon of wealth and knowledge of that, right? Comedy. I don't know comedy. I know nothing about comedy. You know what I mean? I stay in my lane. But then again, Crowder, I can teach Crowder how to bench, a few plates on the bench, right? It's just about staying in your lane at that point, right? But what I'm saying is this is like every person, even the voices that we enjoy, that we love, you can't trust them. You can't trust the strong one. You cannot trust the strong one. I'm saying this on our show. You cannot trust me. Verify every single thing that comes out of my mouth. Okay? Same thing with the mad scientist, Mad Matt. You have to verify the words that are coming out of Matt's mouth because guess what? He may be wrong, right?
It's
But you
true.
got to know what you're strong at. You got to know what you're weak at. And I think that at the end of the day, when we put even Trump on that pedestal, that's a problem.
For sure.
And I'll be honest with you, if the media wasn't such an a-hole to him, I probably wouldn't give him as much love as I do. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm reacting more from the fact of, are you serious? You're not going to say a positive thing about this guy.
Yeah.
Like you had a sycophantic love fest with Barack Obama,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then you're going to turn around with Trump, who's made you millions, and now
Sure.
you're going to hate on him? But let's get real. I never came out against Obama that hard. I disagreed with a lot of his policies. I thought he was a horrible president. But, I didn't have to come after him. You know what I mean? But I feel like I have to kind of defend Trump because nobody else will. You know what I mean? Now.
Yes. But
But I
and
don't
so
put him on
then
that.
so
Go
then
ahead.
that the question though is that being engineered?
Hmm. I would say yes and no. I'd say yes and no. The problem is this is, and I've heard this theory, right? I've heard the theory that Trump is secretly part of the deep state and they have forced the media to hate him so much that it puts him in a place where people are willing to support and be there for him. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that. I've heard that a million times. The problem though is, whoa, what are you doing there, bro?
Sorry. Something
I
fell
saw
over.
your face of concern, man.
Yeah.
You good?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay. But
It's garage problems.
hey man, it's all good, dude. It's all good. The wildlife will get you, man. You gotta watch out, man.
Yeah.
But was gonna say, yeah, I mean I've heard that. The problem though is I'm not new to the game. Okay, I'm not a QAnon that just woke up a couple weeks ago. I've been fighting against the system for a long time. We've been talking about against the system for a long time. I'm way back in the day, you know, during the Bush days when, I was coming out against Bush for a lot of things, okay? Long story short is this. If they truly, truly were pulling a double switch with Trump,
Mm-hmm.
the agenda that Trump would be achieving would benefit the globalist, a new world order,
Mm-hmm.
a secret society playbook. It would benefit that.
Mm-hmm.
The
Agreed.
only thing that you could even make that argument with Trump is the amount of spending he's still allowing. Now, here's the flip side. Who controls the power of the purse?
The legislature.
Congress.
Yeah.
It's not Trump. Now, Trump, in my opinion, has done a phenomenal job. Now, if he was super part of the globalist agenda, why would he cut so many federal jobs? He cut like 16,000 federal jobs. Let's cut them. Bye. Doesn't sound like a New World Order guy. Building a
Agreed.
wall. He hasn't done a phenomenal job of that. I wish he would do it faster,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously he's got resistance to that. Is that a New World Order mindset?
No.
Is cutting off ties essentially to Iran a New World Order playbook?
No.
Is getting troops out of Syria a New World Order playbook?
No.
Like all of his moves are antithetical to the New World Order or that
Agreed.
thought process or that globalist.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's the
that's
problem.
that's where
Actions
I'm
speak
at
louder than
too.
words. Mhm.
That's where I'm at too. That the bulk of what I've seen,
Yep.
I'm down with. So, barring any kind of just deeper information that is not apparent to me.
And and one thing to throw in there. What other president has actually come out against pedophilia and sex trafficking?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one. So the globalists that are deeply rooted in pedophilia and sex trafficking and this little kid evil, this Moloch worship,
Mm-hmm.
puts in the guy who wants to tear it all down.
Yeah.
Now, the globalist playbook is here's Jeffrey Epstein, here's our sacrificial lamb, everything else is good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The problem is you opened up Pandora's box and Trump's going after everybody now.
I
Where you've
hope.
got to go get Greek citizenship. You know what I mean? Now,
Yeah, I
QAnon
hope.
saying that
Sure.
But at the end of the day, what's QAnon's record? And I've said that. How many times have I said that on the show? What
Yeah.
is QAnon's record? How many times has he actually gotten it right?
Mm-hmm.
From what I've seen, 10% of the time. Oh, there's a big thing going down today, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
Oh, all these celebrities going to jail. I haven't seen a single celebrity go down for pedophilia yet. Not one. Have you?
No.
Roman Polanski is hiding in France, and
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is about to jump to Greece. I mean,
Or Tom
let's
Hanks.
get real. Tom Hanks, yeah. Did I say Tom Cruise?
Yeah, you said Tom Cruise.
Gotcha, man. Listen, he's just in the closet, packing fudge. But what is that from South Park?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever, leave me alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, think about this. Like at the end of the day, you can worship QAnon, but that's massively unbiblical. And two, you're following a false idol. It's a golden calf.
Yeah.
Donald Trump can be a golden calf too. There's a lot of people that the Trump tards, the guys that believe everything Trump says. I don't believe everything Trump says. I don't agree with how he handled the mass situation. I don't agree how he handled the COVID-19 thing at all. I don't agree how he increased the smoking age to 21. And I don't even smoke. I don't even smoke. But it's like we're legislating people that can smoke. Like, come on, man. So you can go fight in a war, but you can fight in a war, die, but you can't drink or smoke until you're 21, but you can do that at 18. Like, come on, man. So, like, there's a lot of inconsistencies. He said he was going to cut the budget. He cut federal jobs, but guess what? Congress keeps pushing through more and more and more spending,
Well, and he's advocating a second stimulus.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that sucks. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's just throwing gas on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
How about we just not do the stimulus and just let's get the economy running again and get people working again and cut the crap out? That's an easy solution, But it is what it is. So I don't agree with everything that Trump's saying. The Trumpster isn't 100% right. Do I agree with 90% of what he's saying? Yeah. That's a heck of a lot better than my you can check my physical and mental fitness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and all black people are a monolith.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, give me a break, So, but and the same thing with Q. It's like, dude, listen, and any of these guys, any of these popular liberals, there's some people that I love out there. Who's the guy from St. Petersburg who does all those posts? He's from here.
DC Drano.
DC Drano.
Yeah.
He could be controlled opposition.
Could be. He used to live in L.A.
Yeah.
He was a part of a big law firm, and he got offered a big job in a law firm, and decided to not take that and move to wherever and
Florida,
become an influencer.
Listen, Ben Shapiro hates Donald Trump. Let me repeat that slowly, because people don't get that. Listen to the words that come out of Ben Shapiro's mouth. He is not for Trump at all. Not at all. So, like, understand, like, here's the thing is, and again, I'm not trying to tell people to pick sides or whatever, but with what I've found for me personally, if you're hearing conservative voices, there's always two truths and a lie. And your job is to figure out which one is the lie. When you're dealing with liberals, you're dealing with one half truth and 2.5 lies, right? So you got to figure out what the nugget of truth is actually there. Does that make sense? It's just like George Floyd. Remember, George Floyd was a racist killing. Come to find out, not so much, right? Every Democrat that comes into power, the world's going to end, right? It keeps rotating. You know what I mean? It keeps rotating. It's crazy how that works. So understand, like, we just have to be smarter about what we do and what we listen to. It's just how it works. So what I say is trust no one. Okay? Verify and then trust. And even when you trust, still verify people. I just had a sit down with, from a Christian perspective. Okay? I just sat down with one of my pastors from my church. We had a really good conversation. But my pastor literally said, my favorite pastor out there right now is Matt Chandler. Now, inside of me, I wanted to rage against the machine.
Yeah.
Because Chandler's become the most woke dude on the planet. But time out on the field. Before all this woke bullcrap, that brother preached the word better than anybody I had ever seen, period. He's delivered one of the best sermons I've ever heard. Now, could a brother in Christ be wrong in a situation? Absolutely. Could he still be in faith? Absolutely. You know what I mean? You could be on the wrong side of this woke thing and still be a follower of Christ, because we get duped all the time. The word says that even the elect may be deceived. It's going to happen. It's going to happen to all of us,
Mm-hmm.
right? So at the end of the day, the thing that will always be consistent, will always be true, is the word of God and what the word of God says. And we weigh every bit of information against that. And if you go there, you can't really go wrong. Does that make sense? Did I
Yeah.
articulate that correctly?
Yes, you did.
So like anybody, trust me, I'm big fans with, like, listen, I love Topher. I hope Topher's on here right now, right? We had Topher on the show, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There might be things that I disagree with Topher on. Does that make sense? And that's okay. There may be things that Topher is wrong on. There are probably things that I've been wrong on this platform, okay? Like, I've admitted where I'm wrong. Like, I was like, yo, racism's not a big deal. But then I got to start seeing all these white liberals being super racist, and I'm like, well, that's where all the racism is. It's all these white liberals, you know? I stand corrected. You know, there's things that you can be wrong on, for sure. But what I would definitely say is this, is like, always weigh things against the word of God. And when you do that, you're rarely going to go wrong. You know? What do you think about that?
I think that's where I sit as well.
I feel you, man. What? We don't disagree on this?
No, we don't.
All right, we got to find something to disagree about with on the show. We got
Yeah.
to stir up the controversy. Okay? We got to talk about the fact that you wrecked my sleep and potentially could have ruined my bench press day today. Okay? Because I didn't get enough sleep watching Seven Deadly Sins. Thank you, you jerk.
Did you get your bench press?
Oh yeah, I killed it today. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so then
Don't you worry about it.
what are you coming at me for?
Because I literally,
Because I
sent me
helped
the
a brother
text.
out and
You sent
told
me a
him
text.
him
Listen,
about.
I appreciate you for sending me that text. I am bittersweet about it. Okay. The bitter part is, you text me at 10:45 that Seven Deadly Sins is on Netflix right now, season 4. So of course, what do you think that I do? I'm a grinder, so I immediately put that crap on and watch it until 2
Yeah,
in the morning.
that's your fault.
Okay. But the sweet part was, thank you for telling me. The
You're
problem,
welcome.
though, is you set me up for failure. Does
No,
that make sense? You
no,
set me up.
no. I did not cause my brother to stumble. Okay.
Hey, 100%, man. 100%.
Whatever.
But no, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's like, back to the whole politics thing. Listen, there are things that Marco Rubio is really good on. Agreed. But there's a lot of things that he sucks at, and he's a Republican. Okay? There's things that Ted Cruz is phenomenal at. And I know this is going to be sacrilegious to a lot of people. Okay? But there are things that Ted Cruz sucks on. Okay? This is crazy saying it. I watch Mark Dice every single day. You know Mark Dice from YouTube, right?
Mm.
Hilarious.
He is very funny.
But there's a lot of things that he gets wrong on. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I still laugh at it. It's hilarious, but he's wrong, and he knows it. Like, there are just things that it's like, okay, we get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, he's definitely like, Trump is the way.
yes,
100%. Everything he does is magic, and
but I'll guarantee
and if
you,
you're
he was
against him, you're anathema. You're
Exactly.
exiled
exactly
in
exactly.
any way.
Exactly. And dude, that's the same thing. When you and I first met, you didn't vote for Trump. I
No.
didn't anathema you. You know what I
No.
mean? Because guess what? That's fine. You don't have to like Trump at all.
Yeah.
I think that it's very eye-opening to a lot of people since he's been in office, how conservative he actually
Well, yeah, that's
kind of stumbled his way into. You know?
Well, that's the ticket.
Yep.
Is okay. And we've had this conversation a million times.
Oh yeah,
I didn't believe him.
sure.
I didn't see any reason to believe him.
Don't
And
blame
I
you.
was sick of being, of playing the lesser of two evils game.
Sure. Sure.
And I'm still not going to play it.
Yeah.
If you don't meet my minimum criteria, you don't get my vote.
That's a wise thing to do, my man. Wisdom.
But once he got the job, it's like, and it was the same thing with Barack Obama. Barack Obama, I was like, no, this guy's a liar. Everything that he's saying, hope and change, is bullcrap. His hope and his change is, communist Russia. Okay.
Yeah. And
But once he got elected, I was like, okay, well, He's in. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this isn't. Oh, how pathetic. Maybe this is the end of racism in America.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Um,
I think everybody thought, thank God, racism's over. We can move on. And Obama made it worse.
yeah, exactly. Um, and then, uh, but I said to myself, he's in.
Hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, his slate is he's at
Yep.
0.
Yep.
His slate is clean. Let's see where he takes us.
Yep.
And I do the same thing for Trump. Barack Obama took us many places I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And Trump is taking us back in many ways to places that I want to be. There's still plenty of places that we are that I don't want to be.
Yep.
But, I'm willing to give him another 4 years
I agree.
to that end,
I agree. And I'll be real. Like, there are probably things that he's doing in the background that it may not sit well with us. But let's get real. How many politicians
yeah.
do things that sit well with us? They don't.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't. Cocaine Mitch does some good things in the Senate, but he's Cocaine Mitch for a reason.
Yeah.
He's the dirtiest player in the game. He's the Ric Flair of politics right now.
Who's this?
Woo!
Say it again.
Cocaine Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
is the Ric Flair. He always is there. He will always be there.
Yeah.
Guy, and he is the dirtiest player in the game. But the bro keeps holding on to the belt somehow. He keeps holding on to the belt, no matter what you throw at him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but the flip side is this.
So the American dream, Dusty Rhodes, finally
Woo!
comes in.
Yeah, Trump is the Dusty Rhodes American dream. He really is. I'm the son of a plumber. No, he was the son of a millionaire. But
Bennett,
no, but
Bennett says, Ric Flair drip go woo on a bit.
he's like, woo. But no, I mean, like, let's get real. But let's break it down. Take it up a little bit higher in the macro, right?
Yeah.
Which one of us would do a perfect job as a politician?
Oh, me. I'm
Right?
the only perfect politician for me.
Yeah. But
I
mean,
agree with myself 100% of the time.
Yeah, of course I would. Yeah. But who among us would be the perfect politician?
To everybody else, nobody.
No, exactly.
Nobody. There is no.
People are going to hate. Even people that, like, listen, and that's just in life.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with educating liberals. Dude, there are people that told me when I was running my business, I will ride or die with you until the end. And when people told me that, I always knew it was the end. I knew that they were going to quit or they were going to get fired in some form or fashion and out of my business, because I knew that is the death sentence when people are like, I'm a ride or die until the end. Because talk is cheap. Talk is always cheap. It's action. What do you do day in and day out? That's your character, right? Trump was all talk. That's all we had. Talk is cheap. But I was willing to give him a chance over Hillary. And you said it best. The slate started at 0. Actions are speaking pretty loud. No offense. If there's some things in the background that people don't agree with that Trump's doing, okay, it is what it is. He's not going to make everybody happy, even conservatives. How many never Trumpers are out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, let's get real. Like, your actions are going to speak louder than words. What are your actions? Do your actions say that you're defending the Constitution and defending the people of the United States? Are you doing those things? If you're not, I don't want to deal with you. But for the most part, let's get real. He's been defending the Constitution, and he's been one of the best, most pro-Christian presidents of all time. He himself's not a Christian. Let's get real. Donald Trump is not a follower of Christ. Let me repeat that slowly for all the Trump and people that put him on that high of a pedestal. He's not. I pray to God that he comes to know Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. I pray to God that he, asks forgiveness for all of his sins. I pray to God that he puts his faith and trust in Jesus. But let's get real. I have no proof of that.
Yeah.
But what I do know is when it comes to policies, when it comes to the Christian community, he defends us. I do know that as American citizens, he defends us. I do know that when he said he was going to put us in new wars, he hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I do know that when he said he was going to build the wall, he at least started trying to do it. I do know when he
get
said
a
that
large portion.
Yeah, he did. I do know when he said that he was going to cut taxes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
I do know when he said he wanted to drain the swamp, when he got rid of 16,000 federal jobs, Oh, that's draining the swamp. I do know when he says, "Hey, listen, I really care about the black community," and he's continually reaching out and helping the black community in numerous ways. He's actually doing it. It's crazy. When he said he was going to lower he was going to lower unemployment, he did it. Okay, he said he's going to bring jobs back, and he did it. Actions will always speak louder than freaking words. But does that mean he's a perfect man? No, he's not. The most righteous human in the Bible was David, a man after God's own heart, and he still killed a dude to steal his wife, to get her pregnant, only for that kid to die, and then have his sons chase him to till his dying. You know what I mean? Let's get real. He was a scumbag. He is a scumbag. Okay, just like you and me. We all are. So when it comes to information, let's get real. I'm going to take everybody's information, but I'm going to glean it. I'm gonna sift through it, see what's true and what's not. I
Mm-hmm.
love Larry Elder's racial commentary, but guess what? Larry Elder believes everything about COVID-19. He believes every single thing about it,
Mm-hmm.
which is to me laughable.
Yeah.
Okay, but the flip side is you got educating liberals who's like, viruses don't exist. Oh, come on, man, for real,
Yeah. I mean,
for
I
real.
agreed. Agreed.
Come on, man. There's things that I believe that you want to punch me in the mouth about all the time, and I know it. It's okay. Anytime I talk about the moon landing, you're always like, I'm gonna take him out. Okay, I get
I've
it,
never said that.
right? But there's things that I truly believe that a lot of people don't believe, and I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna disqualify my information because of that point, that's your choice. That's fine. But verify the things that are coming out of people's mouth. Sorry, I got some people on TikTok. Liberal logic. Had to give them a little bit of that. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's crazy, dude. Bush did 9/11. Again, there's a lot of things I could say about 9/11 that a lot of people don't believe. There's things that I ask questions about. You know what I mean? But don't believe the official story. It's like the whole Lebanon thing. It is so funny to me that people are like, "Oh, it was just a bunch of ammonium nitrate that was just sitting there, and then it magically blew up." And then you see the crater. It looks like a pinpoint strike to me. Not gonna lie to you. There's videos out there of a missile strike. People are like, "Oh, it's fake, it's fraudulent, it's whatever." But then you have videos of people literally pointing at something coming down and explosion immediately. So it's like, what do you say? You know, it's a crazy world. So all I'm saying is, every story that's presented to me by the mainstream media, especially in 2020, verify, man. Verify. Verify it, man. You feel me?
I feel you.
Even educating liberals, even Matt Whaley, even Ray Weisenbuger, okay? Verify what we're saying. Don't trust the things that we're saying, man. You know what I mean? Just trust. Like don't trust it. Don't trust me, okay? You may like our content, you may like what we're saying on twitch.tv/plausible foolishness, but don't trust any of it. Don't trust any word that comes out of my mouth. If God be true, all men are liars. The information coming out of my mouth is coming from the filter of following Jesus Christ and trying to find truth the best way that I possibly can. And there will be times that I mess up. I'm making a confession on twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. I'm sure you would join me on that sentiment. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. It's actions. And that's the problem with your boy educating liberals is, if this is true, then why are the actions that Trump is doing antithetical to the concept of globalism? If this is a double swerve, it's just like, if Trump's a racist, he's the worst racist of all time. Okay? If Trump is a racist, he's the worst one of all time. If Trump is a globalist, he is the worst globalist of all time. And
Yeah.
those actions, you can't put them back in the bottle. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You feel me,
Yeah.
bro?
I feel you. And just, I would just add to that, just be wary of a little ground conceded for a larger globalist win.
Sure.
You know? Like, we watched The Big Show on CNN and MSNBC, and then, beneath in the shadows, darker things are, who knows if darker things are being hatched, let's say.
Sure. Oh, we know they are, but yes,
Yeah, they
I
are.
got you.
And that's just and you know what that you know what also has me feeling this way?
What's up?
Freaking Person of Interest.
Of course, you've been
Such a
watching too much person.
such a good show. Such a good show. Love it.
Yeah, you questioning everything, man.
But it's scary. Especially doing what we've been doing for 2 years now,
Yep, yep,
2+ years.
yep.
I'm just like, bro, Samaritan. Have you watched Person of Interest?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna be super spoily.
Don't spoil it. I'll watch it eventually.
Okay, I'm not.
I've heard
Can
it's,
I?
I've heard it's good.
It is really good.
I've heard it's good.
Let's just say there ends up being a rival. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about him.
Okay, okay.
But the rival is completely plausible
Hmm.
in this day and age,
Hmm.
you know, and so scary,
Well,
so scary.
do you know why that's uneasy for you?
Why?
Because there's a thing called predictive programming, and anytime there's a deception, there's never a full out deception. How do I say that now? That's the nicest way I can say it. There's never a full out deception.
Well, yeah, yeah. The best
Even a
lies have
liar,
best lies have a grain of
yes,
truth in it.
the best liars have a grain of truth. The best liars will always signal what they're doing. You know where the best place to hide is? Best place to hide? In plain sight. The best place to hide is always in plain sight. That is a tried and true Alex Jonesism. I hate to steal that from him, but that he used to say that for years, and that's why people still think that he's Bill Hicks. Okay, and I'm like 80% on that bandwagon because he's like, you know what, the globalist, the best place to hide is in plain sight. I'm like, so basically you're admitting to your viewers that you are Bill Hicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the best place to hide is in plain sight. Same thing with any of the media, any of the shows, any of the stuff that we consume. It all goes through a filter. And guess what? It's just like the Simpsons. So it's like when people are like, "Oh, the Simpsons are always right." You know why? It's called predictive programming. They're going to tell you what's going to happen first so that your mind is programmed and ready for that moment. I'll give you an example. You ready for it? You know what blew me away yesterday what I watched? Got it right here. This is yours anyways, right?
Yeah.
I watched the third Batman. Everybody watch Batman Dark Knight Rises. Watch that. Just watch that. And tell me that's not happening right now as we're seeing things. Tell me that that's not happening. Tell me that the erosion of New York City is not the same thing that's going on in this movie that came out. How long did this movie come out? 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And we give it back to you, the people.
For
That's what they're
you.
doing right now.
For the
The
people.
riots, the unrest. And
Mm-hmm.
the basis of all of that was, let's think about it, was greed. They wanted to take down the wealthy of Gotham, right? That was the whole thing. What are they doing right now? It's predictive programming. V for Vendetta. Watch V for Vendetta and then watch what's going on with the pandemic right now. Tell me that's not the same thing that's going on. Watch The Matrix for 30 seconds and tell me that that's not what's going on. They keep putting it in our faces so that we're ready to accept it when it goes down. Think about that. Same thing with Person of Interest. It's probably eerily terrifying because you know that part of it's probably true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Think about it.
For real. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
552. But yeah,
That's what I'm
think about it.
saying. It's like the whole basis, the whole underlying premise is that there's somebody created an artificial intelligence that monitors everything,
Hmm.
all video, audio, cell phone feeds, every feed, everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like Snowden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about Snowden has his own movie. Think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They allowed and made money off of the guy who blew the whistle on Bush and the Patriot Act.
Mm-hmm.
They're throwing it in your face. They're watching us right now. They're watching every single thing that we say or do. When I step out into the room, if I have my phone on me, it is monitoring and tracking me everywhere I go. And because I was scared of the terrorists back in 9/11, I signed away all my rights to that in the Patriot Act. Think about that. So if we say bomb, 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 there's probably 4 people watching me right now because I said bomb and I don't believe the official story with Lebanon. Okay, let's get real.
Sure.
They're watching me right now. They're like, "What's that strong one gonna say next?" Right? Let's get real. But they did that. They gave you the Snowden movie for your ha 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 entertainment to get you mad at George Bush. At least in the movie, they admitted Obama did it worse. I was proud of them for that. You know what I mean? But let's get real. Let's be honest. But it is what it is, man. So, kind of crazy. Kind of crazy how that works. But they're just getting us ready for the inevitable. So, I mean, keep watching these movies. Keep watching your entertainment. They're getting you ready for that world. They're getting ready for that society. That's how it goes, man. You know what I mean? But trust nothing. Don't trust me. Don't trust Matt. What are your final thoughts, bro? What do you got, man? You look deep in thought, bro.
Well, I'm having a conversation about the Catholic Church as
Whoa.
we're
The
chatting.
Catholics. Uh-oh. You opened up that can of worms, brah.
I didn't.
Who did it? Was it Bobby the Bull? I blame Bobby the
No,
Bull.
no. He's
Was it Deep State?
no.
Who was it?
It was our young friend, Mr. Bennis.
Mr. Bennis. I love it, man. Sounds good. All right, y'all. Well, here's the deal, man. It is 11:15 my time. I've enjoyed this Freaky Friday. Have you enjoyed it, my friend?
I have, yes.
I've enjoyed the party.
I enjoy doing the show.
I enjoy doing the
I
show
really
too.
do, and I'm thankful for everybody who watches,
Yep.
so that we can do that.
Sounds good.
It's just, it's good stuff. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting us.
Yep.
Thanks for the subscriber that we got today. That was awesome.
Yep.
You know, uh, what more can I say? We appreciate you guys.
We love you. Hearts.
Oh.
Hearts. Oh, Billy. All right, yo. Thank you so much for watching Plausible Foolishness, man. Episode 123 was phenomenal as usual. We will be back on Wednesday night live at 9 o'clock. It's going to be another unbelievable show. Thank you so much for the support. Make sure you follow us at twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. Follow us over on Parler. Follow us over on Newsclapper. Follow us over on TikTok. Follow us over on Facebook, Instagram, and all those fun places. And I want everybody to have a phenomenal weekend. If you don't know Jesus, make sure you figure out who the heck Jesus is. Put your faith and trust in him. And, dude, don't trust anything. Verify it all.
Yep.
Verify it all. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace in the Middle East. Dude.